So, make a quick video here about how to set up and some of the use and some of the features of Voodoo. So you can see right here, I've got some horizontal bars. This is from Voodoo. This over here is all from LVUI. This is what gets added to your screen when you use Voodoo. This is your Voodoo icon right here. If you click that, it'll bring up all the menus and everything. Just an overview of what you can do with Voodoo. So if I want to heal someone with Voodoo, just with Voodoo, not click or anything else. So if I left click on this, I cast heal. If I right click, I cast renew. If I shift click, I bubble. If I shift right click, I prayer of healing. Control click, flash heal. Control right click, greater heal. And then that's all I have right there. You could put even more down ranks on, like, you know, mouse up, mouse down over a frame, shift mouse up, mouse down, or shift control or alt control or shift alt, and so you can have it's like click, but it's kind of built into the thing, and it's all based on clicking. I have some down here that I still use, which I don't need that one anymore. I can put I moved it. Prayer feeling rank 3. There we go. I still use some mouse overs for like down ranking heals even further. So one there, etc. And those are just rank 2 and 3, and then 1 and 3, etc. And those still work with Voodoo. So when you hover over someone, it counts as like a target or mouse over, quote unquote. So if you want to use some mouse over macros for any purpose, like a bop or a shield, for instance, or you know some other spell you don't want to have bound to your keys, like a lay on hands or something, you want to have a button for that, then you can just mouse over their frame or their raid frame, whatever, and you're good to go. So let's go to Voodoo. So if you're first setting up Voodoo for the first time, or you just want to know how to, you want to change something, go in your Voodoo thing. I think you can also do a slash Voodoo, but I'm not sure about that. So this is what you're going to get, this box. It's got some tabs down here that like basically kind of categorized how to set everything up. But the first one you want to go to is kind of general. So in here, you can see things like lock panel, when to hide these panels if you ever want that. There's no pet battles in Classic, but this was kind of exported over from Live and works great, and you can even copy your profiles over from Live into this. So there's some options here that don't apply, but anyways. So some useful things on this first tab here is threat / incoming heals. If you click on that incoming heals tab, if you check all these, what it basically will do is, I don't have a great way to lower my HP right now. I guess taking off here wouldn't help. Well, anyways, so what it'll do is if other people have Voodoo, when I heal them, it will actually fill up the empty part of the bar with like a gray color, or like a saturated color, to see how much. So if I'm at 70% HP, like if my HP bar is down here and I cast a heal on them, it'll actually fill up how much the heal is going to do. And you can even see it here. So I'm 100% HP. If I click, that's going to do 54% of my HP. So I'm going to be at 154%. So I can see that I'm about to overheal. I can also see, by having own and others checked, if they are in my group or raid and they have Voodoo and they're using it to heal, I can see their numbers as well. So if they're casting a heal, going to top off the tank, I can skip healing the tank, or I can cancel my cast if I'm lower on mana, or I was late to start the heal, etc. So we don't have to waste mana as a group of healers. Some other things here you can do for aggro, I leave that alone. That's pretty much it. This is your indicators tab. So what this basically means is there are certain things that Voodoo will put on the bars. Like, for instance, tanking. If someone's tanking, there will be a red outline around, meaning they have aggro on a mob. So you can clearly see if someone has aggro on a mob. This one right here, this top one, says border multi plus aggro. So basically that's the red border. That's where it's built in. And so if you want to make it thicker or change it to a different color or change the priority of it, you can do that here. So if you go to edit, or no, sorry, more, for instance, you can change the texture of the bar, you can adjust the alignment of it, you can change the thickness and width of the bar, etc. To make it more clear to yourself. And there's other things as well, like dots and mouse over. So like here you can see it, like the red portion is what it's affecting. If I mouse over, there's a little bit of a glow. You could turn that off if you wanted, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is how the health bar fills. Like it fills, obviously, I guess left to right or whatever. So when people lose HP, they lose it from right to left. But anyways, so normally people use some kind of unit frames plus click to heal. They use click to do the mouse over and mouse clicking and key combination clicking and assignment. So Voodoo has that built in. So here you can see, for example, so here is kind of how you set it up. So it's the first one here is no modifier, meaning left click, right click, middle button, meaning your scroll wheel, and you just type in the spell. And there's a specific format if you want to use different rank spells. So heal, no space, parentheses, rank, whatever number, close parentheses. And so that's left button. So if I click, I heal. Cancel. If I right click, I do that, right? If I go to the control section, now if I hold the control key down plus any of these click buttons or mouse wheels, I'll do those spells. If I hold shift down, I'll do those spells. If I do alt down, I'll do those spells. If I do alt plus control, or if I do alt plus shift, or alt plus shift control, or shift, you can see it goes that crazy. And then there's mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down, and then this one right here is for mouse wheel click. And you can do local key assignments and global key assignments and all kinds of other stuff. That's pretty much it, yeah, I think, for spells. So it's basically got the menu for click already installed. It's wonderful. Yeah. And you literally just type these in. It's that simple. Buffs, I don't think there's anything here I really have changed, or it's pretty good default. Debuffs, removable only helps, so you can actually, like, if someone's got a debuff on it, what it'll do is it'll color the frame. So for instance, I can cure disease and I can cure magic. If they have disease, it colors the frame like a red tint, so I know I need to cure disease. If it's a magic, it'll color it with a purple tint, so I can clearly see, okay, I need to cure magic on that one, or I need to whatever on that one. And to cure, you can do whatever you want, obviously. Like, so for instance, I have a cure disease mouse over magic because that's less common. So if I want to cure disease, I just put my mouse over and click the 6 button to cure disease. If I want to cure magic, I have that actually bound to alt click, so I can just alt click and dispel myself. Panels is where you're going to customize most of your stuff. So for instance, this first one, appear ordering, I do grouped so that they're nice and tightly together. You can flip it from horizontal or vertical. You can have you first if you want, so you're always in the first slot no matter which group you're in. You can do uncheck hide empty. I like to keep hide empty there. That way I can see how many people are in my group. It's kind of weird otherwise. So like if you had 4 people or a raid and there wasn't like 5 people in every group or whatever, then it would leave like kind of a grayed out square here where a person would go, etc. Sort by, you can change how the names are sorted. You could do by HP, by class, by panel model. It'll do tank, damage, healer, whatever combination. I just do by name. Panel backgrounds, I turn all these off because it's like basically just I like to kind of make them translucent a little bit instead of having like solid stuff there. And there's also some trim that goes around the edge of each panel. I like to get rid of all that crap. Sizing, this is where you can change the gap between each one of them, how wide they are, how tall they are, etc. Bars, this is how you change the texture of what the bar looks like. I kind of like the Voodoo plain. I don't need like a grain or anything. The class colors icon right here is how you get like your class colors. You can clearly see whether you're healing a warrior or a priest or a rogue or whatever. No one heals rogue, so just let them die. Headers, I have this off, but if you have this on, it'll basically just say like group 1 out here, group 2 out here, group 3 out here, etc. I find that annoying. I got rid of it. Targets, I have most of that off because I don't want to see people's targeted targets out here. I don't care about that kind of detail. It just kind of annoys me. Tooltips, so I have this one on. I have it in the corner here. So like for instance, if I hover over this, you can see some information down here. It's just kind of helpful sometimes to see like what this total life pool is, stuff like that, just to get an idea of what kind of heals to use on the tank, or if you notice for some reason he's buffed and he's missing half his HP. Oh, hey dude, have you checked your gear lately? Are you broken? Etc. You can change where text appears with these kind of anchor points, or you can do it manually. So like where the name appears, where the HP appears. Hot icons, you can whitelist and blacklist what hots you want to see. So I'm missing some HP now, so this is actually a good chance to show. If I do that, so you see how it lights up right there, and it kind of shows you how much it's, how it's going to heal. I have the icon there, I have the timer on the icon. Same thing for bubble. I can see when I have a bubble on the target, and I can watch over here to see how long I have left, because I try to keep this frame as clean as possible, so I don't want to see all the buffs and debuffs. And that's kind of controlled here. There's drop-down lists and white lists, and you can go in and do edit manually and do all kinds of other stuff as well. Hotbars is just whatever. You can have that option turned on. Raid icons, so you can kind of, you know, if someone puts a mark for like, you know, follow X or star or whatever, or X is going to be tanking all the ads, it'll put a marker on their frame for X or whatever raid icon they've been assigned, so you kind of can visually remember, what was the tank that's tanking ads? Oh, right, X. And you can see X and you can heal X. Colors is colors. You can change a bunch of shit. Tools is how you can generate profiles. So if, for instance, I have this is right here is my 5-man dungeon. I also have a profile, which you can load from the side over here, for 40-man rating, which kind of, as you can imagine, there's 40 people with this add-on. If the boxes were this big, would be a problem. So I shrink them and kind of rearrange some stuff. Also, where you can do exporting and importing layouts, it does it all via text files, so it's very simple. Moving is where you can move your frames around. You can change what groups are where in your frames, yada, yada, yada. There's also a test button here, which is very, very helpful. So, like, if you're not in a group but you want to see what your changes are going to do to your group, the way you can do that is go to here, hit test. It'll populate with some random players. So you can see 40-man would be crazy with this layout I have right now. It'll test it, and then you can, once you hit that and test, you can then go to the other tools, and it'll keep it there, and then you can go through and change, you know, your panel sizing and all your colors or whatever, and you can see it populate in real time. And then when you're done, you just go back here, select concurrent, hit OK, and then it'll go back. And I just lost my Voodoo. What the heck? It just crashed. Hold on. Hopefully it fixes itself. I'm about to heal a dungeon. I'd like to have Voodoo working. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Should probably see what my group's doing. Anyways, that's kind of a quick rundown of it. So here you can see the little how it's glowing for the incoming heals, etc. How much it's going to heal. That's the basic rundown of Voodoo. Yeah. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to hit me up, and I will help you out. Thank you.